No, that thumbnail is not clickbait. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a route that gets behind any type of man coverage. Yes, any type. Press, off coverage, shade down, shade up. Does not matter. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zane from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to show you guys how to get behind man coverage no matter what. This is a route that is a one-play score.
I'm a freak of nature. You're going to see today. Just keep your eyes glued to the TV.
Or if they do not have a deep zone over the top of it, it's truly awesome. Truly, truly awesome. So
y'all gonna put that in y'all's book. I told you and I told you. Touchdown.
Let's go ahead and get into it. Off the rip, what I'm going to recommend to you guys is that you guys go for kind of a taller, longer striding type of receiver. I don't normally recommend this type of receiver, but for this type of route, it is, I would say, imperative. It's a route that for some reason or another just gets behind man coverage. Does not matter if it's press, off coverage, or even shaded over the top man coverage, it is going to get behind them provided that you have time. So this is one of those shot call type plays. You can find this in the single back doubles off close, which is a formation that is found in my offense, the Rams and the Vikings. If you guys are interested in an off meta under center scheme that attacks the meta, whether it's nickel over, dollar, 3-3, 3-3 cub, the list goes on and on. You guys should head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. We're up over 125 vault tips so far this year, but since the game has been launched, we've also got 8 offensive and defensive game plans that you guys get included at no extra charge, and access to our members only Discord, where you guys can chat with other members of the Gridiron Game Plans community and attend our lab sessions every single Wednesday night. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Let's go ahead and get into how this route is going to work. So again, the play is PA weak flood. I think it's really, really good against man coverage in general. Cover 1, cover 0 meta is going to be a little bit tougher because of the pressure. But what I want to draw attention to is this goofy looking route that Randy Moss is on. And I know it's got 1,000 different cuts, and that's what makes it so great. Now, if you guys are facing a base rush, I actually recommend using the play action on this. It does seem to delay shed timers for the offensive line, buy you guys a little bit extra time. I do like that there's a lot of deep route options on this. If you guys want to hit that deep dig over the middle, if the user is maybe the middle defender in the field and doesn't sit on that route, that's great. If you guys want to look for the deep crossing route, that's your prerogative. If you guys want to use a hot route master and, you know, use corner routes or angle routes, or you know, just put them on a flat if you think that maybe the user's responsible for the tight end and doesn't want to guard him, it's kind of up to you with this. But in general, what's going to happen is Randy Moss is going to get behind this guy, and what I recommend is just throwing a high ball rack, and you're going to get it nearly every single time. I know that this looks a little scary, but it's really, truly every single time. So again, the whole issue with this from a man coverage standpoint is that when Randy gets to this 15-20 yard depth, he just runs right by this player, and it's an easy high point rack animation. Again, I'm a big fan of the long stride type on this. So get yourself a tall receiver with good speed, good acceleration. Those are the wide receivers that are going to run this a lot better for you. If you guys are coming out there with a Steve Smith, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it. You're just going to notice that in general that you're going to have less success on that high point rack. So let me go ahead and kind of put in Steve Smith real quick. I'll show you guys what that looks like, or maybe even a Deebo Samuel or a Jalen Waddle, you know, one of those types of players that are a little bit shorter. And you're going to see that it can be effective for you.
Hey, don't stop giving me that ball. Don't stop giving me the ball.
The issue you're going to run into is the height. You see right here, you can still throw it over their head. Deebo doesn't even need a deep out elite or anything to catch it. My concern is that if you're doing this with a shorter receiver against, say, a taller DB, you know, Calvin Johnson out of position corner, or somebody who runs, you know, the taller DBs like Woolen, or maybe even Ted Hendricks down the sideline, you might run into some issues. But all in all, this is going to be something that is going to work regardless of the speed of the DB. You're just going to notice that it gets behind them. So again, to show you right here, I am running Ty Law on a legend theme team. He does have 95 speed. And we on the offense are throwing the ball to Steve Smith, who is 95 speed. Randy Moss was actually 94 speed. So you notice that he was even slower than Ty Law, and he was very easy to get by him on this particular play. So height is definitely king on this particular route. And you definitely don't have to have a speed advantage to make this work. So I'm going to put Randy Moss back in here just because he does have the free deep out elite. This time, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like when I shade over the top. So I'm going to hit Y, right stick up. And a lot of players will do this just to make sure that they don't get beat over the top. And you're going to see that it does not have an impact on the beat press or the run by animation. You can highball this right over their head and rack it. If you have that, you know, deep out elite, it's going to make it even better for you. Again, I'll shade over the top and I'll pass commit even. So there's no chance to fall for the play action. And you're going to see here that Randy still runs right by the guy. You just step into the throw, high point racket, and you're going to be just fine. Now, if they do have a deep route KO, that is something that could impact you on this. But again, you should be mostly fine. I do want to draw attention to something here. So I'm going to put this ball on the right hash. We're going to flip this and run this to the short side of the field. And I want to kind of illustrate to you that there might be some differences in how this is run. You can see right here, on the short side of the field, you're going to be best off. So you don't necessarily want to run this to the wide side. So always make sure that this route is a short side route. This, for all intents and purposes, should be a pretty easy cover for Calvin. But again, if you run this into the short side of the field, it does just get behind him and you can rack it. Now, again, the height is probably going to be a little bit of a bigger deal. So pay attention to that as well. If you're getting beat by the DB by, 5 inches of height, it's going to be a little bit tougher squeeze. But, if you have a taller dude, like what I was recommended with, Randy Moss, you're going to have the longer strides and be able to get into this route a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip Randy over to the other side here. Calvin's still taller than Randy, and he's actually even faster than Randy, but you should see a better stride length out of Randy, and he should be able to kind of close that distance of the cushion of the off-man coverage and run by him pretty easily. So you see right there how different that looks. You see how Randy gets behind him. Now right there, again, the height can make up for it. So pay attention to that. That is something that you'll definitely want to be careful with on this as well. But that free deep out elite is going to give you a chance on this. Now, again, with this particular play, this is still something that has a lot of potential. I do like the fact that, you can run short and elite on your tight end, and even off of this play action, hit some of these angle routes back over the middle, provided that, they don't have a hook zone in the middle of the field or, things like that. You don't necessarily have to do the play action if you don't want to. If you wanted to, you could wheel this running back out of the backfield. You could, straight up block him if you want to. Obviously, with this particular play, you see that Taysom Hill is open. You just don't want to throw that into the hook. You do have the crisscrossing action in the middle of the field. So if you feel like you're getting a lot of time on this, you can actually kind of read the release of Marvin. You see how Marvin gets open on his dig. That's just a simple short end. Did get knocked out from behind right there by the man coverage, but you saw that it was open. The crossing route itself, it's okay. Nothing too crazy. Not the best route in the world, but it can, run and create some separation. The problem is if there's a deep middle third on the field, you're not going to be able to throw it. So I would actually recommend probably using a slant to Y. Just give yourself a check down option. If you want to as well, you can always motion this player out. This will help give him, the ability to run routes a little bit more effectively, especially if you have that short end. You could possibly get Taysom Hill lighting up better. Again, you see right here how you can kind of read the middle of the field while you're, looking for that deep outside shot on this as well. So not just a situation where you only have one route and you have to throw it. You can mix in some other reads against man-to-man. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, make sure you guys drop those in the video as well. All those comments and interaction help push the video out and the algorithm and grow this YouTube channel to reach other Madden players just like you who are looking for Madden tips and tutorial content. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If not, we'll try again tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.
I promise, when you put it up and you see that yoke, you can't do nothing but get your roll on. You can't do nothing but get your roll on.